Hope that you all are doing amazing. And I decided to go live today because I'm sure if you're into true crime, everybody knows today is the day where the family of Bryan Kohberger's victims are getting a chance to speak in court. And I think a lot of people have been looking forward to this day. I think a lot of people have been, dreading this day. But I have to say, Kaylee Gonzalez's sister, she's a badass. I love her sister. I'm sure Kaylee was a badass too. And so if you haven't seen Kaylee Gonzalez's sister put Bryan in the smallest little box in the entire world, she went after every single one of his insecurities. And I hope that her getting to express all of that somehow maybe helps the Gonzalez family, because I know they are the ones who are the most upset about the plea deal. And I understand, I could, everything that I've heard Steve Gonzalez say, I have a lot of sympathy for him. And I also know that two of the families were in favor of the plea deal. So I don't really have an opinion on the plea deal, just because I don't think it's really my place either way. It's not, my family member wasn't murdered, and those are the people whose opinion should matter on this. But Kaylee Gonzalez's sister, oh, so good. She is like, you are just a small, average, pathetic. Like, she was absolutely spectacular, because she knew, obviously as everyone else, that Bryan Kohberger was an incel. And I feel like she really directed her thoughts and what she had to say. She really aimed it at that insecurity in him. And he just sat there with no expression on his face. Do I think that she had any effect on him or made him feel bad? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think he can feel bad. But I'm glad she got to say it. I hope that it somehow, can bring some kind of peace. And I don't know. What do you guys think about Bryan Kohberger? I know that there's people that want to study him, and that's what he wants. He wants the attention. So I don't want him having any attention. So I don't know. There's so much in true crime going on. Like Diddy, everyone keeps saying, okay, so let's talk about Diddy for a second, okay? Psychopath, disgusting, should have been convicted on everything, clearly, but you pay enough money in America and you can go free. So a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Diddy, he got off. Oh, he didn't completely get off, but the fact that he got on his knees and pretended like he gave a shit about God and was thanking God for his small sentence is disgusting, and he's disgusting. And the only hope that I can think in the Diddy case is the fact they're not letting him out. Sorry, doesn't matter. Doesn't deserve, yeah, exactly. None of them deserve any of our attention, any of them. But the thing, the small hope I have with Diddy is that they didn't give him parole, because now he wasn't trying to intimidate witnesses and trying to intimidate the jury. And then Kanye West, when he showed up, the reason that Kanye West wasn't allowed in the courtroom is because he was there to intimidate a witness. Why are you, sorry, I missed the comment there. Why am I the wrong, oh, is it the film going wrong? Sorry, I'm not sure what your comment was. Can you say it again? But I think the fact he didn't get let out on bail is a really great sign that he will get a sentence. I think it'll only be a couple of years, but it's better than nothing, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, so much is happening in true crime, and then you've got Donald Trump, who's I mean, no, but I can't even go into all that. It's like the world's gone insane. But it is amazing that, Kaylee Gonzalez's sister, she was such a badass. And she also told Bryan, that if Kaylee hadn't have been sleeping, she would have kicked the shit out of Bryan because he's a weak, I can't remember her exact wording, but he's a weak little man or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, Kaylee Gonzalez would have kicked your ass, Bryan Kohberger. She would have kicked the living shit out of you. Any single one of those people, if they weren't asleep, would have beat the shit out of a small meat. Like, ugh, he's so gross. Like, so gross. And I don't know, like, what is the world doing about incels? Because they're a big problem. Like, they are a big, big problem. And they're extremely dangerous. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I did a video like years ago about Elliot Rogers, who we all know Bryan Kohberger. Okay, Bryan Kohberger was Papa Rogers. There's no way that Bryan Kohberger was not Papa Rogers. So if you don't know who Papa Rogers is, Papa Rogers was, it was a Facebook page, and I believe it was on, what's the, you know, the one where there's all the conspiracies everybody's always on. But anyways, there was an account, Papa Rogers, and it knew all these details about the crime before anybody else knew the details of the crime. Like, the Papa Rogers account knew things that police didn't even know yet. So it really was Bryan Kohberger. And since Bryan Kohberger was arrested, no one's ever posted on there. And I know I don't think they've actually proven that it was him, but I think it's impossible for it not to be him. But I don't know. Incels are really freaking scary people. And yeah, I don't know. Another thing, I'm just rambling, so jump on the Carolyn train. I just came back from the beach and I watched the Kaylee Gonzalez thing, and I was just like, I have got to vent to someone. And Jerome does not care about true crime, so I can't talk to him. But yeah, I just hope Bryan Kohberger goes away and we never hear from him again. But I already know that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's going to be studied. They're going to write books about him, all this kind of bullshit. And I understand why they try to find out this information from serial killers so they can prevent other ones. And I know that they did great with the Green River Killer and found out all this information, but let's not give Bryan any attention. Let's put him in a hole and let him die there and never speak of him again. That's what I think that we should do. But what does my opinion matter, really? Come on. So I would love to know, I'm thinking about doing a video that has to do with Diddy, Justin Bieber, and Kris Jenner. It's very weird. I've connecting these weird things between the three of them that I'm like, why is no one talking about this? So yeah, I'm thinking of doing a video on, okay, so Diddy, so I know Justin Bieber has always said nothing happened with Diddy. He's always claimed Diddy never did a single inappropriate thing to me in my entire life. But I don't think anyone thinks that that's true at all. I don't think anybody believes that. But I do, like, I'm sure there's videos of Justin Bieber doing things that he does not want the public to see. So I really think in the case of Justin Bieber, people should just, like, leave him alone. Because I don't doubt for a second that he's a victim of Diddy's. But one thing that I found really disturbing is that Justin Bieber posted a picture somewhere. I don't know where. I don't follow him, or I actually don't know that much about him. We did grow up about half an hour. Like, me and Justin Bieber grew up really close, but I'm a lot older than him. And he used to, like, when he became famous and it was that baby, 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 you know, that song? He used to come, like, to where I lived, and he would just go to the local mall, and all the little girls would go crazy and stuff. I've never been into his music, but I've just always felt really bad for him. So I guess he had a kid, and he took a picture with Balenciaga. You know, he's wearing a Balenciaga sweatshirt, t-shirt, I don't know. It said Balenciaga on the back, and you see him, and you can see he's holding his son. Does anyone remember the Balenciaga child BDSM campaign? Yeah. And who were the people, like, we're going into conspiracy land on this one. just because, you know, hey, it's fun. Let's just do it. Alleged, alleged, alleged. Let me say alleged, alleged, alleged. So you remember the weird, and they had like, it was just so disgusting. I'm sure you remember it, but the biggest people who fought hard to kind of push that Balenciaga is not horrible and disgusting was the Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, all the Kardashians, and whatever the other people are. But then I found out that, yeah, I think Diddy and Kris Jenner and Kanye West, like, I think it's all part of the same situation. Because if you're old enough and you were alive when obviously Paris Hilton and then Kim Kardashian's tapes came out, I heard people talking about it today, or not this actual day, but people talking who are a lot younger than me talking about it recently. And they were like, well, they did the same thing. They did not do the same thing. No, they did not. They did very, very different things. Paris Hilton never gave permission for her sex tape to be public. It was put out without her permission. That's a very different situation than Kim Kardashian producing a sex tape and her mother putting it out and then paying off Ray J to keep quiet for the rest of his life. So you think a woman who wants to use her daughter to gain attention by a sex tape is very strange. And then, like, their father was Robert Kardashian. Like, in true crime, Robert Kardashian is pure evil. Like, these are Robert Kardashian's children. So they get it from their parents. Like, Robert Kardashian, okay, so if you, like, I'm sure you know, if you don't, but when OJ murdered his wife, Robert Kardashian, so he was a lawyer at one point, but then he stopped. He let his license lapse. And as soon as OJ killed Nicole, he all of a sudden gets his law license back, because then he's OJ's lawyer. He can't be questioned. And I'm sure everyone's seen the bag of him leaving OJ's house with a bag full of evidence. Now, they tried to claim, oh no, it was just clothes of OJ's or blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? It was weird. So if you think about it, like, Robert Kardashian, he really was the beginning of the evil in that family, and it's just kind of sprinkled down. Because he knew that OJ had murdered Nicole. Like, he was fully aware. He knew they were friends. Like, first of all, he's friends with him and he knows he beats her. So he didn't have any standards to begin with. And then that's why I think, and then Kris Jenner, like, ugh, gross. That whole family, it's weird. And the fact that they were all in with Kanye and Diddy, it's just, yeah, it's a whole lot of dirty situation. All of it's gross. Gross, gross, gross. But yeah, I guess back to the, Bryan Kohberger, I really hope he feels like a small little piece of trash after Kaylee, or no, I keep saying Kaylee spoke. No, Kaylee's sister. She did such an absolutely exceptional job. And I think she said to Bryan what every single one of us who've been watching this case for years wanted to say to Bryan. So if you have not seen Kaylee Gonzalez's sister put Bryan Kohberger in his place, definitely, it's on Court TV. Check it out, because she was absolutely exceptional. I think that will go down in history as the best response to someone who murdered 4 innocent kids. Like, they were so young. They were these, like, their lives were just beginning, and it's really, obviously, yeah, Idaho 4, absolutely devastating. And it's really sad, I know, especially Steve Gonzalez. I think I feel the worst for him. And I think I feel the worst for him because we hear the most from him. And I know he's so unhappy that, they didn't go for the trial and didn't go for the death penalty. I don't know. I hope that just those families, they can just somehow find some peace. So I'd really like to know in the comments, because obviously I haven't done a video in quite a while. So there's 3 videos I'm kind of thinking of doing, and I want to know what you guys would prefer to see. So I'm thinking of doing a Bryan kohberger video. I don't know that's a great idea, because I feel like there's nothing I can tell you that you haven't heard before. The other idea was I was gonna do one about the whole Diddy, Kanye, Kris Jenner, Justin Bieber, Balenciaga perverted circle. I was gonna do one on that. And then the other one that I have a script for, and I've had the script for it done for a while. I haven't filmed it yet because it's probably the hardest story that I'll probably have ever told. It's vile, and it's all horrible things happening to very, very young children, from like babies. So I have had that ready to film for the last month and a half, and I just haven't emotionally really been in a place where I want to talk about horrible things happening to babies. So let me know what you guys want to see, because I know on the channel I haven't posted in a while, and I want to start posting more, but I also want to know, like, what are you guys interested in? What would you like videos on? And yeah, so I hope that you all are doing amazing. And even if you're not watching this live, if you do happen to watch this at another time, let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see, what are cases you'd like to see, because I'm kind of at a place where I'm not really sure what exactly to film. Like, it's true crime a lot, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be the Diddy, Kris Jenner, Balenciaga. I feel like that I gotta do a video. It's all gonna, like, it'll be wild and conspiracy theory, not my normal type of video, but I thought that might be a little bit lighter to do, even though it does have to do with hurting children. I need to talk about things other than hurting children. I think that's where I'm at. So yeah, anyways, that's enough of me rambling. I hope you guys are all having an amazing summer. I am spending as many days as possible at the lake by my house, which is just heaven for me. And I hope that you guys are all really enjoying your summers as well. Let me know what you're up to. And yeah, I will do something today that makes your soul happy. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, see, I'm live and now I have to stop it. I've gone live before and then I don't know how to stop being live. This is an awesome, awesome thing. Oh, I got it. Bye.